A call with Donald Trump, a test from North Korean troops crossing over the border, and an uncertain few weeks for South Korea as acting President Han-Duck-soo manages converging threats before the country picks a new leader in early June. Let's start with that call. It was the first between Trump and a South Korean counterpart, acting or otherwise, since he returned to office as US President in January. They picked up the phone 4 days after the South's Constitutional Court removed impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol from office. Trump said he and Han discussed the amount South Korea is paying for big-time military protection from the US, continuing the America First theme that saw him also raise trade tariffs, the impact of which is already hitting the South, as we reported this week. However, Trump did state via social media that they had a great call and mentioned the probability of a great deal for both countries, also citing South Korean interest in US energy. He's indicating, therefore, that a new agreement with Seoul might combine and replace their existing free trade pact and defense cost-sharing deal, the first of which was signed by Trump during his first term in office, and the latter of which was concluded in October, with South Korea currently in line to pay 1.52 trillion won, or over $1 billion next year, up from 1.4 trillion won this year. Note that Trump said in the recent past that South Korea would be paying $10 billion a year for the upkeep of US forces Korea if he was in the White House. Now that he is, we await the outcome of looming negotiations. And we might ask, will North Korea sense an opportunity here? Will it see a weakness opening up in the alliance? South Korea's military said Tuesday it fired warning shots at a group of about 10 armed North Korean soldiers who briefly crossed the military demarcation line inside the demilitarized zone that divides the two Koreas. The troops returned to the north, but the Joint Chiefs of Staff here said the South's military is closely monitoring the movement of North Korean forces. After the call with Trump, Han's office stressed that the two sides reaffirmed their clear commitment to the South Korea-US military alliance while agreeing to continue close cooperation on North Korean policy. And a US State Department spokesperson insisted that the relationship between South Korea and the US remains strong, despite also refusing to comment on the possibility of renegotiating last year's defense cost-sharing deal between Seoul and Washington.